Burns flu has now been declared a national pandemic.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down 10 more American remakes that made us sick to our stomachs.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
If you haven't seen the original top 20, check out the link below.
Well, that's it? You're just leaving?
We'll send someone out.
Number 10. Taskmaster.
Best picture of a horse whilst riding a horse.
Taskmaster has become a staple of British television. Its premise makes it an almost guaranteed success that could produce new seasons until the sun burns out. Hell, it's even seen successful adaptations across the globe, such as in Norway, New Zealand, and Finland. But the American attempt absolutely did not stick the landing, and there could be many reasons for this.
Taskmaster.
That's me. I'm the Taskmaster.
And I'm the task assistant.
That doesn't exist.
The inclusion of creator Alex Horne made many think it couldn't go wrong, but unfortunately, he was joined by a rather weak host in Reggie Watts, and a collection of perhaps some of the absolute least funny American comedians in existence, if you could even call them that. Worst of which being Lisa Lampanelli, who just swears and never says anything even remotely clever.
This is my moment. I've been training since yesterday for this.
We wouldn't be surprised if she's the reason many viewers switched off. Number 9. The Minister of Divine.
Hey, bye-bye! Really cute cabby. Too young, but cute.
We absolutely love The Vicar of Dibley, but there's just something about it that's so quintessentially British that means it couldn't be replicated elsewhere. That sentiment was completely proven true when a pilot was commissioned by Fox back in 2007. Dawn French would be replaced by award winner Kirstie Alley, and it would get a brand new title to fit the new setting more.
Dad say that?
Well, he said it when I was visiting him in prison, so it kind of had the ring of truth to it.
When we're working on a building, it's a true foundation.
Well, I assume you've all seen the completely inappropriate banner the new reverend has plastered outside the church.
Surprise, surprise, it didn't work out. Ali's character was radically different from French's, meaning the whole dynamic of the show was completely off. But perhaps the real reason for its failure is that the humour is absolutely dire. We applaud anyone who can sit through the entire 24-minute pilot episode without switching it off.
We got together and realized we never voted on that letter.
Oh, we most certainly did.
No. Oh, no.
Number 8. My Guide to Becoming a Rock Star. A bit more of a cult classic, but Skin's creator Brian Elsley's series, The Young Person's Guide to Becoming a Rock Star, saw a lot of critical success when it aired in 1998. The satirical Scottish show consisted of one season, but was so well received that it apparently warranted a US remake. You can guess how well that went if it landed here on this list.
They have to look.
I've got moves. Hey, whatever, Frankenstein.
The American team somehow completely missed the point of the original, and tackled it in a way which was far too on the nose, rather than trusting that the audience could understand its satire. Media outlets labelled the show as unfunny and poorly acted, and as such, 8 of the episodes didn't even make it to broadcast. Number 7. Teachers. Teachers wasn't exactly the biggest show to ever come out of Channel 4, but it was consistently solid when it aired all 4 seasons, and even introduced us to some famous faces, such as Andrew Lincoln, who would go on to star in The Walking Dead. But consistency was certainly not a trait that the American remake had, as each episode bled millions of viewers in its TV ratings.
I don't know about you, but I love my life.
You hate your life.
I do hate my life.
Rather than trying to replicate what made the original so good, they instead took inspiration from other American sitcoms like Scrubs, the style of humour used there.
I've got to go.
No, those bells don't mean anything.
But they even failed at that. Sadly, the only thing this show has in common with the original is its name. Number 6. Nickelodeon Robot Wars.
Their goal? To fight for the honor of being named the Robot Wars US Champion.
This one makes our blood boil. Robot Wars was absolute class back in the late 90s and early 2000s. It was like a mecha anime brought to life, and was treated like a proper sport, leading it to have a massive audience throughout the UK. However, Americans didn't really respect it the same way and thought this should be for kids.
Doesn't look like it's got a lot of power on it, but he's got some mobility as Evan looks on.
Thus, Nickelodeon Robot Wars was born, a show in which the bots were piloted by children instead. Because of this switch in demographic, lots of the series' best bits were watered down for brand safety, including the removal of fire weapons and hazards, as well as censoring names like Sir Killalot to Sir K.
And the house bots in this round are the Big Daddy, Sir K.
Number 5. An American Education. Jack Whitehall made a name for himself through his stand-ups, the series Fresh Meat, and of course, Bad Education, the latter of which could have been his main vehicle for success when American TV channel ABC ordered a remake of the show back in 2014.
Again with a we, I'm English, not gay. There is a difference.
Oh, honey, all spaghetti is straight until you boil it.
He was set to reprise his role of Alfie Wickers, but in an American school instead, as the name implies. However, like some other instances on this list, the pilot was so bad that ABC decided to pass on it after all. Whitehall was sent back to the UK with his tail between his legs and continued to play Alfie in the British version instead.
I did not approve that outfit.
The full episode never saw the light of day, so we, the public, can only imagine how bad it was. Number 4. Gracepoint.
When does he start?
Last week.
Chris Chibnall has fallen a bit out of favour with British TV audiences after his arguably weak turn as head writer of Doctor Who during the Jodie Whittaker era. However, one thing no one can take away from him is his exceptional work on the crime drama Broadchurch. Well, his work was so impressive here that the Americans wanted him to remake Broadchurch, but in an American setting, with David Tennant once again playing the lead role. But there's a catch.
Calm down.
You don't understand! I know this boy!
Enough, shut it down.
Shut it down?
I'm working a case now.
He's not going to be the same character. He's going to play an American instead. Bless him. He did his best. But releasing this remake just 1 year after the original first series meant everyone was going to compare it. And, being the more watered down version, this meant that it was met with a collective shrug by the public. It's an utterly pointless show that should never have been commissioned in the first place.
You find this guy, you lock him up for a very long time.
Number 3. Utopia.
What have you done today to earn your place in this crowded world?
This one is perhaps the most frustrating on the entire list. For years, fans have been chomping at the bit for a new series of Utopia after it abruptly ended mid-story. The dystopian science fiction program had a gripping plot, a chilling soundtrack, and stunning cinematography, but no, we got an American remake instead.
Stern's flu has now been declared a national pandemic.
There was at least some solace in the fact that we might finally get to see what the end of the original story would be, until it was cancelled after just one series due to being panned by the critics and audiences alike.
None evil.
Can we please just bring back the original? Number 2. The Rear Guard.
The rear guard's over here.
Dad's Army is about as classic as British comedy can get, and this being the oldest attempted remake on our list just goes to show that these diabolical attempts at capturing the glory of the original are not a recent phenomenon. Yes, in 1976, ABC aired this pilot with a new title, which followed a group of American civil defense officers instead of the British Home Guard.
You can take the boy out of the olive oil, but you can't take the olive oil out of the boy.
The premise actually could have been interesting, as it would have shown the differences between the British and American wartime. Unfortunately though, it was pure rubbish. So bad in fact that the show was scrubbed from existence, and the only people who have access to it are the creators, although some scenes have leaked out.
Adolf Hitler is a jerk, he's nothing but a knot.
Number 1. Little Britain, USA.
British tourist Lou is taking his friend Andy on an American vacation.
A rare inclusion to this list because in many ways it's the same as the British version. Matt Lucas and David Walliams were still in the leading roles, reprising many of their famous characters, and Tom Baker was still tackling the role of the narrator. But something about it was just off.
I never knew people took drugs in them days.
Yeah, there's a lot you don't know. I still got me old crack pipe somewhere.
In many ways, the Little Britain series had already become a bit played out. It was more of the same, and anything new that was included just didn't hit the same at all, including terrible American accents and even worse American guest stars.
Well, you know, Marjorie here, in America, a lot of us have
have weight issues. It affects us.
Are you fat because you're a lesbian, or are you a lesbian because you're fat?
It's no wonder the show failed to crack the US. Which of these remakes got you seeing red? Let us know in the comments below.
Stay out of my way.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.